Greetings, comrades.
Welcome to the Let It Eat podcast. I'm your host, William, with my brother from another mother, Tyler. Pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah.
There is constantly things to talk about, things that are happening in the world. I don't know if you notice. I mean, it's kind of a big deal, kind of not. I don't know, however you want to look at it. The big World War III, maybe? I don't know. Ukraine and Russia.
It's all over the news. It's everything you see. It's pretty much.
Yeah, you can join
top of the list of
YouTube watch parties and watch live bombings or whatever you feel.
Get the family together and just
right.
Okay.
So it is on topic. I'm very interested to get your thoughts on it. When this first happened, right? First, I do feel bad for the Ukrainian citizens there. I mean,
well, it's always the people that end up
getting screwed,
with
right?
The shit,
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's never a civilian that's declaring war and then be like, "What?" Or declaring peace for that matter. It's
right. Yeah.
Everybody else just swinging their dicks around, and then it's there are children and families that live everywhere. So wherever a bomb's getting dropped, doesn't matter if it's in Iraq, it doesn't matter if it's in Ukraine, it doesn't matter if it's here,
right.
Mexico, Canada, I mean, anywhere. Like, that's awful.
So, like...
And it's never the people that are really starting all the bullshit anyway.
Yeah, like, I'm a little bit torn. Like, I kind of care and then kind of don't care about what's going on.
Okay.
But I know you've done, some research on it. I've done my homework. But I'd love to hear kind of your thoughts, opinions,
Well, there was an article that I saw that I have saved here. It was just way too much to write down. I wrote enough notes. I think I'm good. I don't really need to be doing too much.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of notes in fucking high school, so I'm good.
Right,
remember how we used to have to do that? Like,
yeah,
you
they
actually
put it on the little projector.
Yeah,
that has
you actually had to write notes.
Right.
It wasn't like
next slide, and they take. And then they put the next one on. You're like, I was not done.
Oh my god!
Can I see your notes,
I'm
please?
fucking
Please?
missed those project. Oh, dude, come on, bro.
Okay.
The good old days.
So, this is with the UACrisisresponse.org, because you say you kind of care, you kind of don't care. I'm just watching.
Right.
At the moment, I mean, like I said, about the people, no matter who's, even if like Russia starts getting bombed, it's gonna be people.
Still
it's not gonna be, what I mean? It's gonna be shitty.
Right.
So here's a couple of things. Russia's leaders seek to reestablish control over countries that have spent centuries resisting colonialism. Ukraine wishes only for the freedom to pursue its own future, and it poses no threat to Russia. All people who believe in democracy and freedom should support Ukraine's sovereignty, territorial integrity, national self-determination, democratic governance. There's the humanitarian toll, 14,000 killed because of Russia's illegal occupation of Crimea and the war in Ukraine's easternmost regions. 1.5 million people displaced from their homes since 2014. What they predict, for an invasion is about 50,000 civilian deaths. And 1 to 5 million refugees fleeing into the European Union. Russia's invaded Ukraine roughly every century since 1149 AD, apparently. I'll have to dig deeper into that, or you can too. Ukraine's never invaded Russia. They just kind of want their own place, apparently. The most interesting part of this was the last one was weakness against Russia equals green light for China. Because China is carefully watching to see the reaction of the U.S. and European Union to Russian aggression. Russian aggression against Ukraine since 2014 is a blatant violation of international norms and agreements, including the Helsinki Final Act, the Budapest Memorandum, and the UN Charter, and the Minsk Agreements, all of which Russia has signed. Despite Ukraine making good progress, on Minsk Agreement implementation. God, I can't read today. Russia hasn't. It has refused to pull back every weaponry or return control of the border to Ukraine, in addition to limiting mobility, international observers. I'm fucking tired of reading.
I will say...
There's a lot going on there to digest. Yeah. That's why I tried to speed through it. I'm not a speed reader, clearly. I can barely see what that clock says.
When I first like saw like video and like pictures of Ukraine, I was pretty shocked like of how modern they were. Like I always got like the image of like Ukraine was like a, you know, everything was like in, you know, huts and
Like
like
Bratislava from Eurotrip, like just
yeah, like I don't know, like just when I just of how modern they are, like I don't know, I just don't picture them like a modern city, like they have
what's country?
right, but I understand that, but
just
just
teasing you.
them being like modern, like you know, like you're looking at like you know a U.S. country or something, you know, they have everything that we have structurally, you know, it just it's kind of. I don't know.
Looking at it,
that
though,
was the
on
biggest
TV.
thing to me. Was like, wow, like they actually have like car, like normal.
They have cars.
Well, no,
They got
but like,
running water. They've
like,
got
I mean,
streets.
well, no, they're you know they're driving around like in Audis and shit. They're not, you know, it's not like you know they're in like old Vietnam Jeeps driving around. Like that's you know that's how I always picture it. It just
to
shows you
me,
how much I
seeing
fucking
it
care.
on the news and looking at the scenery of the towns and cities there, it reminded me of as your boy Tim the Tap Man would say, Verdansk.
Right?
Every time I see it, I'm
Right.
like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
I wonder if that's where the bounty is. Like we could maybe zip line that building real quick. I bet you there's a chopper on top.
So what do you think? Do you think we get involved? Do you think other countries gonna get involved? Do you think everybody's just chilling, watching?
No, I think everybody's chilling and watching.
I mean, what's your like? I'm not saying like what's your feel? Like, do you think it's gonna escalate? This is you know what?
I have no clue, man. To be honest with you, there are a couple of theories flying around. I know we talked conspiracy theories last week, and these are a couple of things that are floating around because I can never sit here and say I know. Sure, I rattle off a bunch of numbers and stuff. Does that mean that this was real or whatever?
Right.
Let's keep in mind who's giving us the information.
Right.
The media.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying that the war is great. I'm not saying that that is fake.
Just
People
take
are
things
dying.
with a grain of salt.
Just
Right.
watch because that's all I'm doing. For me, there's not enough, or I haven't absorbed enough info from different sources to be like, this might be what's happening here. But yeah, it just seems like a cluster. I think everybody's just kind of watching right now. Some people think it has to do with Hunter Biden's deals
Yeah,
in
I've heard that.
Ukraine, and
Yeah.
now that Joe Biden's president, now everybody, oh, here we go. And then there's another one where people are saying that Putin is kind of trying to pull a Hitler, basically. Like, Hitler, after World War I, Germany got divvied up into a bunch of all those Eastern
Right.
European nations, and he kind of ran on the campaign of, like, let's take back what's rightfully ours, what they called Lebensraum,
Yeah.
which is, like, room to live in German, and they thought it was their land, so... going back to, like I said, the Gleiwitz incident, false flag attack, here's our excuse. And they're already looking for saboteurs, Russian saboteurs within Ukraine as well, for a similar thing. So some people believe that he's trying to reclaim the Soviet Union.
Right.
Look, Turkmenistan, Crimea, Georgia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, huge energy producer in that region. Probably the number one, next to China, I would think. I'd have to look on that, but just assuming,
Right.
but Kazakhstan they got a lot going on there.
Yeah.
And the people are getting fucked in there too. Not by the Russians, but by their own government.
Yeah, I've heard some theories, like the one that you said earlier about, fuck, I can't remember
Hunter?
your first. Yeah, the Hunter Biden one.
I just heard it and I'm like, okay, here we go. People are gonna start piling on.
I think now I'll go a big conspiracy theory. I think this is just another way to distract you of all like the COVID shit, because there's been a lot of COVID stuff releasing out into the public.
I've heard this too. When,
So
when the inflation is high, the labor's short, all this stuff's happening.
Yeah.
What do you do to distract the entire world? The truckers are protesting.
Right.
Everybody's out in the street.
Because you don't see
Look
at
this.
You don't see
Boom,
coverage,
boom.
right? You're seeing coverage.
Everybody
on
at
this.
Lockheed Martin was like, "What? Party in the break room."
Look at Wall Street. Stock market's been going up. Everything's been going
It's a
up.
stimulus package. War is the most profitable business there is.
There is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts and opinions. I mean, you took a lot of time down, wrote some notes down. I mean,
Oh,
I
just
like
kind
to
of
hear.
some observations that I've seen. It's not real. I mean, it's was in the news, but it's not like It's a. This isn't much going to be a history lesson about the countries and everything like that. We already took you back to World War II and the Soviet era. We're not gonna
Right.
bore everybody with all that. But there was an old lady that I guess a video went viral. She did it with her phone, but pointed it at the soldier's legs.
Yeah.
So it's from his belt down. And somebody took a video of her taking the video, I guess, as proof. Like
Right.
it was like a setup.
And then someone took a video of that person taking video of the grandma taking video of the soldier. Okay, I got it. Yeah, we're
It's
all
like when you go into one of those bathroom stalls in a club and it's got a mirror on each side and you just go on forever. You're like, like I wish it was Animorphs, but it's just me, the same all the way
Right.
down. But yeah, she goes up to him and she basically say, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he was like, "We have exercises." She was, "Exercises for what? You Russian?" He goes, "Yes." "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah.
He's just basically says along the lines, "This conversation is not going anywhere. This is over." And she goes, "Will you take these seeds?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, the conversation is over." And she goes, "No, take these seeds." They were like sunflower seeds. "Put them in your pocket. That way at least something will grow when you die here." Pretty much. Like when you lay down here.
Okay, that was
He didn't take the seeds, but yeah, and then she walked away and she was like, "You're foreign invaders, you pieces of shit." And
Did you see the?
like they're fired up.
Did you see the video of like there was 13 soldiers on like a little island, and then there was a warship.
Snake Island.
Right, and then there was a warship that said surrender or whatever, and I gotta tell you, if you're gonna go out like this is a fucking thing. He asked his buddy if he should say it, and his other friend goes, "Yeah, turn it up so they can hear you." And he just goes into the radio and he goes, "Go fuck yourself." Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, they went out with the blades of glory.
I mean, from Russian to English, they asked, "I propose you lay down your arms immediately to avoid bloodshed and unjustified deaths." An interesting use of words.
Right.
Otherwise, you will be bombed, and then Russians, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself, yeah.
And 3 hours ago I know we're just talking about who's giving it to us, the media, but all major news networks broke that apparently like 3 or 4 hours ago that they're alive.
I did hear that too. Yeah. I heard that they got
because when it first happened, they were like they went out like that, and at first that's how it felt, and it was like woo, like all right.
Right.
And it's like, oh, we were wrong. And I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now we can all be like, yo, let's hear the story.
Right. Yeah, I heard they got captured. That's what I heard.
Okay.
It's,
I just saw that headline.
There was another video where a soldier blew up a bridge, including himself,
I didn't see that.
to prevent Russians from crossing over to get to.
Okay. Kind of like the end of Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. I will say it is nice to see people of their country. Like I wish the U.S. had that.
Oh, they're wild. I did see one where a guy was just standing there and he was just like, it was his own guns, it was his own vest, and he's just like, I'm going to defend. Either two things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Either I'm going to defend this, or I die.
Yeah.
So, and he was so clear cut about it, just like that's it, which is the truth.
Yeah.
But a lot of people aren't ready to hear that kind of reality.
Oh, Russians are surprised that Ukrainians are fighting back. They're surprised, but I tell you what, man, I wish Americans had that fucking attitude.
Well, they're
just that they love their country.
We're too busy fighting each other.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out who's male, who's female, who's wearing a mask, who's not, all this other bullshit. You Democrat, Republican. I mean, I'm just saying.
Like Ryan said, everybody wants to be so polarized. We just love a good fight.
Yeah, and what you see in Ukraine and Russia, what you see happening in Ukraine right now isn't far-fetched of what could happen here. And we just take it for granted. I mean, it could happen. I'm not saying with Russia, but I'm just in general.
Well, you seen there was their president, like to the U.S. and European Union offering him basically evacuation. He responded, "I need ammo, not a ride."
Right.
And he took a video in a deserted street of just like he's staying.
Hmm.
Who could take a lesson? Justin Blackface Trudeau.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how you be a good leader. Go nuts. I'm still here. I ain't leaving.
Oh, he just doesn't arrest, just random civilians that are peacefully protesting? Oh, that's not the way to go?
Or take their Bitcoin.
I will say another thing before we get to that.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, the GoFund.
But the Ukrainian president is Volodymyr Zelensky?
Yeah,
SKYY?
SKYY?
SKYY. And then I realized that we had a bottle.
Oh, did Zelensky make that?
No, it's French.
Wow. He should sue.
Nah, it's from San Francisco.
Even worse. It keeps getting worse.
I'm trash. What do you want me to say? But you know what? For ski, just imagine it says, I should have written it in Zelensky.
Zelensky?
This is for Zelensky.
Is this for Ukraine? Taking a shot for Ukraine? In Zelensky? Funny thing.
I just like the attitude.
Funny thing, while you're pouring a shot, I will say, for people who don't know, Zelensky, he was a stand-up comedian. Like, that was what he's, done before he became the president of Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he just make people laugh all the way to the presidency?
Kinda. When he ran, he dressed up as Donald Trump because he saw how successful it was. No lie. Look it up.
Okay.
He dressed like him, acted like
Get
him.
the wig going.
And guess what? People voted for him because they liked Trump. And call for what it is, but that's how he got elected. So let's do a little toast to.
Well, that might be why this newest piece of information that is kind of going viral is the evacuation trains. The level of triage, I guess we'll call it, evacuation is children, then women, then men, and basically all the black people got left behind, and so there's a lot of people are turning their losing support for Ukraine because
I didn't hear that it was specifically black men. I just heard it was just men in general, because all the men were fighting. Yeah, I didn't.
Right, well, that's what's going. That's what's circulating. I'm not saying that they're doing that. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not. But that's what's starting to circulate now. So I think we're gonna keep fighting with each other. But for Zelensky, Nostrovia.
Ooh. I will say.
You drink like it's cold Russian winter.
Yeah, I mean, Putin will love you, bud. He could drink 20 of those and still be fine.
Yeah, and ride a bear shirtless and whatever the fuck else they do in Russia.
I will say.
Chew ice.
I will say I'm very surprised of Zelensky, standing, for his country. Fighting for his country.
Right.
Pretty much.
He said anybody that wants to help defend them, too, can come to the country and pick up arms. I saw a thing, it was a young couple. He was 24, she was 21. And there were two slides. One was them getting married. And the very next one is the two of them holding AKs and what looks like, a tunnel that would be like, the catacombs underneath Paris or something. Like it's some spooky tunnel or something. Right. I guess they're doing some secret-y shit down there, for defense. I don't know. But it's like they got an emergency, kind of rush.
Right.
Order for a marriage, if I can put it that way.
Yeah.
And then right after that, start holding the post.
Now, I know... So I've heard thoughts of, why Putin is, doing this in the first place.
Okay, because I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so there's, they're comparing him to, doing what Hitler did. He wants to be, the next Hitler.
Right.
There is where there are parts of Ukraine where they used to be Soviet Union territories,
right.
And so Putin is trying to want those territories back from Ukraine to bring back the Soviet Union. And I watched something recently kind of like when the Berlin Wall came down and all that. That's how the former Soviet Union territories became Ukraine, separated from Russia.
Okay.
So there's a whole, there's a
lot of history going on.
That thing going around. More land, but it's not the best land. They do cover a lot of area. Ukraine does. So I've heard things like that. I think he just could be testing, flexing his muscles, and maybe seeing how the world reacts. Maybe I don't know. I will tell you, I'm very surprised that I don't hear the great Dr. Fauci, freaking out that because I don't see
None of the
soldiers.
soldiers are wearing masks, bro.
They are.
No.
Oh yeah,
None of
no,
them.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I did.
If it was bulletproof, though, I
Well,
might don that for a second. I'd be like,
hey, if it can help you with COVID, it can help you with nukes and bombs and shit. It
can
could
help with nukes.
It could protect
I had a
you.
moment where I thought about Japan today, where I was like, man, if Russia does go like off the rails and starts like invading everywhere, China's right there, like North Korea's right there, like they're a fucking island, like right next to all that.
Yeah.
What's gonna go down there?
Right. Yeah,
If it escalates,
You know-
but who knows what it is? I mean, it's only what 4 days into it
yeah.
at this point. So at this point, when we're shooting it,
You think U.S. should get involved? Physically?
no.
Send troops in there? Defend?
I think I saw something that said that them and like British special forces, I'm special, that they were going to be sending them in. But who knows if that headline was even true or not? I see all this
Right.
info and I'm just like, bleh.
As far as I know, they have sent Ukraine money and something else to help them. I do know that they put sanctions on Russia, whatever the fuck, for banks and all that shit. I do know that in the surrounding countries like Poland and stuff, they do have the borders guarded up with everyone that's in NATO.
I was going to say, I just imagine if you've seen the movie Stripes, like the two guys that are just like chilling with the one.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no, that just popped into my head. I'm not saying that that's what it looks like.
Right, but
It just did.
so they can prevent them from moving forward. Then Ukraine.
Yeah, they received over 10 million in crypto after the government tweeted out asking for donations.
Well, there you go. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad.
And the Czech Republic football team refuses to play Russia in World Cup playoffs. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Allow me to be the first to say.
Yeah, I'm. I don't think we should get involved. I
We're
kind
already
of.
fighting enough here.
Well, I kind of look at it
I
like.
mean, you still have to look at it, though. But
No, I mean look at it, but I'm saying like I compare it to like a relationship. Like the saying like before you can love someone else, you have to love yourself first. Like you have to
Right.
love yourself before you can love someone else. I kind of feel the same way with the country. Like we have to before we go out and like fix other people's we got to fix our own shit.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
If we
Yeah.
can't get our own fucking shit right, how do you expect us to go over there and get that shit right? I mean,
Well, there's one guy, apparently, that is getting something right. I don't know if you've heard stories around the campfire.
no.
Ghost is real, bro.
What? Ghost
Ghost
is real?
of Kiev. Have you heard of the Ghost of Kiev?
No. No, I didn't even know Kiev existed until this shit happened. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't fucking study Ukrainian and Russian.
Never had a chicken
fucking-
Kiev? It's like the chicken. It's like a cordon bleu, but instead it's just filled with like melted.
I mean,
herb
I've seen
butter.
it. That's it. I mean, is that what it's named after? If I don't fucking know.
Well, the Ukrainian Air Force MiG-29 fighter jet is what this guy's flying. Apparently, he is an unknown Ukrainian Air Force pilot.
Okay.
Shot down 6 Russian aircraft in 30 hours, which is almost unheard of, ever. 2 Russian Su-35s, 1 Russian Su-27, 1 Russian Su MiG-29 model as well, and 2 Russian Su-25s. I don't know what the fuck those other planes look like, but I did see the MiG-29. And apparently it's not the easiest plane to maneuver. So for what this Ghost of Kiev allegedly did, because it's unknown and he's in the air, you know what I mean? Like, someone's got tags on this guy. Like,
Does he have like an Instagram, hashtags,
I have
Facebook?
I'm sure there's
Snap
hashtags.
Ghost? Does he have a Snap Ghost? Whatever the fuck.
he goes live and shoots. Dude, it's like Ace Combat when he goes live.
Have you heard the fucking stories with the fucking soldiers on Tinder with like talking to these Ukrainian women? That's a thing. That's
the ones that look like creepy Barbie dolls, like lifeless eyes.
I guess so, but I guess
black, lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes.
I guess
and then they roll over white.
I guess the Russian soldiers are on Tinder, and then whoever Ukrainian women pop up nearby,
it's a mail order bride,
right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, no, they pose on, hey, listen, I'll kill you unless if or some shit like that. Like they threaten
sounds
them.
Like hostile.
Yeah, well, they're not really dating them. Like they're not like, hey, you know what? I think we can get past this and get married, but. That is a thing that's happening. Like Russian soldiers are like on Tinder trying to fuck these Ukrainian women for their life. Fucking.
Like my tracksuit, babe. What's up? But look, an ace fighter pilot is defined by someone that has shot down 5 or more enemy aircraft.
Okay.
This guy took down 6 in less than a day and a half.
Yeah.
According to this math.
Yeah.
The last time a European fighter pilot did this was in World War II. Now, there were numerous, but one of note was the Red Baron. The Germans.
Oh, they make pizza. Frozen pizza.
Right, they do now. Yeah. You know what his name was? And you might appreciate this if you're a Call of Duty Zombies fan.
Nikolai?
No. Oh. German. Manfred von Richthofen.
Ooh, okay. Good one.
So you gotta wonder where they got that name from.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Baron. But yeah, the ghost of Kiev, real or fake news, it has yet to be determined because it's such a morale booster right now for the Ukrainians. This has been, right? Like I just said, the last time you're... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No one knows who this guy is. Nobody knows. Who's fueling the jet? Him too? Who's getting him off the run? Him too? Who's the air traffic controller? Him too? Sorry.
You don't need that shit. You don't need that shit. But that is
they know who the fuck this guy is.
That is a good morale booster, though.
It is a good morale booster, but it could just be a fucking story. Now, all those planes, there were 7 that got shot down. They're claiming 1 took 6.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome. I'm just saying. Just saying.
You know who is a real great morale booster, and like when I see him,
man.
No, when I see
Oliver?
him. No, I'm gonna tell you in a minute. No, it's a dude.
My brothers?
No. Well, it's a dude.
You said it's a dude.
But look, listen.
My dad.
Listen to me. Listen to me. A great morale booster is, and I tell you, I just feel so inspired when I see him on TV. I just can't get enough of him, and that is our great president, Joe Biden. I mean, when
Will loves Joe.
When he's up there, looks like he just shit his pants. He's fucking mumbling. He took 100 Xan. I mean, I don't know about you. And I know everybody's scared of Putin, but, I mean, he really should be scared of Joe Biden because he is on top of that shit. You know, he tried to call him. You know that, right? He tried to call him.
Did he leave a message?
Just went straight to voicemail. I don't know if he left messages, but...
I didn't know he tried to call him.
Man,
FaceTime maybe after that?
I don't know.
I would get too anxious. So
maybe reception's bad out there.
I
don't know. Maybe they don't have 4G out
there. And
I'm
Canadian, so that doesn't help.
But yeah, Joe Biden, he... Oh, man, I just get goosebumps just talking about him. I will tell you this. As much as people hated Trump, I don't remember any of this shit happening under his watch. So, I will say it is kind of ironic that the last time Russia and Ukraine had conflict was when Obama was president. But,
They invaded Georgia when George W. Bush was president.
Yeah, that is true. But I will say that it stopped. They didn't do anything while Trump was president.
Maybe he fucking cut some kind of deal with just between the two of them.
Oh, I forgot. They're fucking colluding, dude.
Sorry. Just saying.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Saying. I don't know. Who knows? Who really knows? That's what I'm saying. I just wanted to put a whoop on you.
I will say, I don't think it's... Unfortunately, I don't think it's smart that we go over there.
There is a sparkle in your eye right now. I just want you to know that. I know y'all can't see it, but God bless America.
I can't see it either. I don't think we should go over there.
I don't either.
And here's why. Is because if we go over there and attack Russia, and people don't want to talk about this, people don't want to accept it, but China and Russia are working together, okay? There's a reason why Russia's working with China, because Russia cannot take us on one-on-one.
Well, the fact that we
And
can
Chi-
destroy
and him-
ourselves like 30 times over.
But hold on, but
The
Russia.
only way to win the game is not to play.
Exactly.
I
So,
can put it
but
that way.
I think that if we were to go,
Dr. Seuss. Sorry, I just had a Dr. Seuss moment. I rhymed.
if we were to go into Ukraine, I think Russia would back up Ukraine. China would back up Russia,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and then it really would be a World War III.
Yeah. Well, you know who can save us from all that?
Joe Biden.
Do you remember when COVID first hit and all the celebrities
Yeah.
sang Imagine to us
Yeah.
from their mansions?
Yes.
There's been a celebrity that has finally stepped up,
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
taken up the torch to save us all,
Matthew McConaughey,
to hand Putin a Pepsi
Brad
and
Pitt?
declare world peace.
Brad Pitt.
I don't even know who the fuck this person is. I had to look it up.
Okay.
And you know what?
He's
I
a
thought-
celebrity, and you don't
Before
know
I
who
get
he
into
is.
that, though, before I get into it, when we're recording this, it's February 28th, okay? Earlier this week, first of all, it was February 22nd, 2022. Anybody that was like, you know what today's date is? 2222.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Secondly, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's all made up.
That's how I think every day
It's
is.
all made up.
Yeah.
We don't know when we are. It doesn't fucking...
We don't
Isn't
know
that
when-
such a coincidence?
We don't know
Like,
when we are.
those are the people... No. You don't know how... I mean,
What?
we can
We don't know
date
when
things
we
about...
are?
The oldest thing you've ever carbon dated in science is probably about...
So you're.
And now they're measuring light.
So you're
That's
saying.
another
So wait,
conspiracy
hold
episode.
on, hold on. You just can't
That's
like.
another conspiracy
Wait,
episode.
hold on, I got a question. You can't just drop that casually and just go on to like the. So you're telling me that 2022 isn't really 2022? This is what you're telling me? Like.
Yeah. Why is the Chinese year like, 5,000 some odd? The Jewish year is 5,000 some odd, whatever.
I don't fucking know.
It's
dude.
2022.
Dude,
Like
I can't-
Louis C.K. said, Christians, you win. Shut up. You want? Is that not a complete win? It's 2020. Like he says, it's 2022. And why? Since when? Obviously, we've been counting since something. But
Yeah.
to go back to this celebrity, have you ever heard of Annalyn McLeod?
No.
McCord?
No.
Neither.
Could give two fucks. She hot?
She's not bad.
How old is she?
She's not bad. 34.
34?
34.
Okay. All right.
She was on a remake of 90210 in 2008 on the
Yep.
CW.
Yep.
Didn't watch the original, didn't watch this
Could
one.
give two shits on that.
Excision in 2012. It was a movie. Apparently she got a Best Actress award. Didn't see that either. But she wrote a poem to President Vladimir Putin.
And taped it to a Pepsi to give it to him?
No.
Well, I thought you said Pepsi. Did you say Pepsi?
No, I was
Did you give him a
joking
Pepsi?
about how... Remember...
Oh.
Who was it? Fucking Kylie Jenner or whoever in the commercial? Kendall? I don't know.
I don't know either.
They handed a Pepsi to like somebody, the cop, and then like everybody chills out and everybody's cool
Yeah,
with each other.
I
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
There's
I
no
will.
more
I will
problems.
tell you that I
Have
did.
a Pepsi.
I did see the David Hasselhoff when he went over to where the Berlin Wall with Ronald Reagan, and he had a fucking jacket. It looked like Chris Jericho that was fucking all lit up singing a song at the Berlin Wall. I did see
Having a
that footage.
hamburger.
That was fucking fantastic. Maybe we should send him over there and they could sing. So what she want? Peace?
This Annalyn
What's she doing?
McCord, she wrote a poem to Vladimir Putin.
She should fuck him. That's really what she should do.
It kind of feels even weirder than that.
Really? It feels.
I'm going to
weirder
quote a
than that.
little bit of it. It was quite a bit of it. Look it up. I'm going to show you it afterwards. You're going to puke.
Oh boy.
Basically, the idea of it, and I quote, I am so sorry that I was not your mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Is that the poem?
No, that's
I'm sorry,
the idea.
wasn't your
And
mother?
that is a quote from the poem. That's how it kind of starts. She is like fantasizing basically in this poem about being Vladimir Putin's mother. And raising him in such a loving and caring environment, and that you wouldn't have turned out this way because if I was your mother, and
Yeah.
Also, before we get into that, I did try to look up if she has any children of her own. I found fucking nothing.
Yeah. So I would assume no one wants her as a mother.
Well, there is someone, a co-host of her, or co-host,
So she's
a
not
co-star with something.
So she's
I
not
guess they
married.
got back together. I think they're boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. Right. But I couldn't find anything else about her actually having children. I tried to. It was not there. So, she's not even a mother.
Okay.
So, if I was Putin's mom,
Yeah.
is what everybody,
Right.
that doesn't know the experience of anything they're talking about in relation to somebody who's as insane as Vladimir Putin. If I was your mother, the world would have been warm. So much laughter and joy. Nothing would harm. I can't imagine the stain, the soul-stealing pain that the little boy you must have seen and believed as the formulation of thought
Do you think Putin read this?
quietly
Do you think Putin read this?
taught that you live in a cruel, unjust world. If only I was your mother.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think he's just sitting by the fireplace reading this, and he's just like, he feels
I
touched?
think he's jacking off to it, to be honest with you. He's like, oh my
I don't
God,
even think
what
it
the
reached
fuck?
him.
Like,
I don't
what an
even think
idiot.
it reached to him. They
Oh, I'm
just
sure
threw
he's
it in the
seen
fucking.
it. I'm sure he's seen it.
I'm sure he lit a cigar with that fucking piece of paper that
Yeah,
she
Castro
fucking wrote.
move.
She's probably like, "Who the fuck is?" He's probably like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
I don't even.
That's
know
what
who the
I
fuck it
said
is.
when the news broke. I'm like, who the fuck is
Oh,
that?
I bet you CNN fucking praised that. They had that fucking poem on, televised. They're Don Lemon's reading it word by word. Oh wait, he's not,
He loves Don. He loves Don.
Oh, big Don Lemon
He loves
supporter.
Don.
Yeah,
What do you call a Russian bedpan?
I don't know.
Putin.
Don't quit your day job. That's all I have to say.
Still haven't.
You're not Johnny B. You're not a stand-up comedian. Okay.
Fucking wish I could. Yo, we're gonna go see him on the 31st,
Let's
by
just
the
say-
way, in Largo.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know.
I'm letting you know right now.
Okay. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to.
Maybe
fucking
Johnny's
put it-
watching.
maybe
I don't
have
know.
to put
Hey,
it the
Johnny!
Fuck in. So.
Whatever. Check him out at Johnny B Tampa. Johnny B Comedy.
I
Well, you were speaking of CNN. Did you see their live coverage
no.
of when the air raid sirens were going off? This became a
No.
huge
No.
joke
Oh, is that the one
over
that you
the
showed
internet.
me on Instagram?
Yes.
They did like a.
Yes, they started going into they're showing live footage of the air raid sirens.
Yeah.
It's going about, and then all of a sudden they cut to commercial. I'm sure you've already seen this. The war goes into a little square at the bottom, and in the big square, it's an Applebee's commercial. And when I showed it to Lexi too, thinking that she would find, and
It's like how
right,
they.
it's
It's
got
like
the
how they
country song.
show.
She's like, hey, a little bit of chicken fry, cold beer on a Friday night.
So it's
and
like
she's
how-
like singing along with. She's like, I know this song. I'm like, see, that's the reaction I thought that they were going for.
So you
too.
talk about like how they would like
Yeah, like
like
you
with the
stay
hurricanes,
live.
with the hurricanes,
Right,
how they
but
have
you
the
still show
tracker
ads.
and they put it right. Okay.
You still show ads in front of it. So I thought it would be funny. I had a couple of ideas while I was at work about how, because I was driving, and I hate country music. I hate country music.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
I'm driving to work after seeing that clip so many fucking times
Mm-hmm.
that I'm driving to work going, yeah, a little bit of chicken fry, go be. I'm like, damn it! It's in my head. So, in order to get it out, I thought I would try to think of something different, like,
So
what
you
if
want to do a country
CNN
song?
covered, no.
Oh.
What if CNN covered other war tragedies and natural disasters at the time? Even if CNN didn't exist at the time of the said tragedy or the company, let's just imagine. And I came up with a couple, like, especially if it would have been inappropriate if CNN aired like a Russian standard vodka commercial in the middle of that, you know. But, like, what if during 9/11 it was like an ad for Spirit Airlines? Like in the middle, they cut it down to the corner. I'm like, yes.
Join Spirit
What
Airlines.
was
Okay.
it? Pearl Harbor, the Royal Caribbean.
Okay.
I'm like getting on a boat. The Bay of Pigs, Sandals Beach Resort. I know that's not in Cuba, but
Right.
you know.
Yeah, might as well.
I have been told by people that have been to Cuba, one of my dad's best friends that have been there, it's kind of like what you see on the news and also in travel guides. It's like beautiful beaches and shit, but once you get inwards, it's like, ooh, shit.
Yeah, well, that's anywhere.
San Francisco earthquake of April 18, 1906. Rice-A-Roni. San Francisco tree. You remember that shit?
Yeah. I mean, I remember the commercial. Yeah, I mean,
Nothing's funny to you.
No.
War's on! What is a good thought?
Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say it again.
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
Fucked up.
Whoa! Good God!
I think that I'm really having a hard time deciphering like the real motive and like what's going to happen. I will tell you this: what is going to happen? Gas prices will go up like a lot more, especially with this war.
I saw a post of a friend of mine that lives in L.A. in California, and it's $5.35 a gallon.
Well, because the great
it's only $3.44 here.
Well, the
in
great
Clearwater, Florida.
Well, the great Joe Biden decided that we should not
Joe.
be energy independent anymore, and that we should start getting our oil from other countries. And so with the Ukraine being under attack right now, I think our gas prices are going to keep going up. I'm hearing around in
You got to fuel
Florida.
the tanks. You got to fuel the jets. You got to fuel the boats. You got to fuel
Helicopters,
everything.
yeah.
Like I said, war is the most profitable business there is.
Yeah,
Sadly,
yeah,
you can use that money to like build hospitals and schools instead of blowing them up.
it sucks. You know,
Cool, right?
one
That
thing I
would've
have
been awesome.
an issue with is
Good
like
thought, bro.
one thing I have an issue with is like all these people, like especially when I see on YouTube, like they'll show like live 24/7 footage of like cities in Ukraine and shit like that, and just the thousands of people that are watching it. It's just like, really, like you really want to watch that? Like I can just imagine like let's just say that World War II was modern, would people watch video footage of fucking I mean,
Think about Vietnam.
it's
Walter
just-
Cronkite in the bush, man.
it's just like
They're like taking fire, and he's got a duck. The cameraman's got a duck. They were out there.
it's like why
in the shit.
why would I want to watch Ukrainian citizens getting fucking bombed, shot? I saw a fucking video of it was a truck on a highway going
People
one
watch
way.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
Hold
I mean,
on.
I don't watch that.
Hold on.
Just saying.
There was a video of the truck going one way and a tank coming the opposite direction, right? And the fucking tank just swerved on purpose
Into the truck.
into the truck, fucking flattened him like a fucking pancake, dude. I mean,
Sickly enough, that's where they came up, and I had first heard it on King of the Hill, and and who knows what's gonna be offensive next, so I'm just gonna say Hank Hill's father, Cotton.
Mm-hmm.
They took my legs in the war. You know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
They call them Z heads. You go ahead and figure out what that means. But because when they run over them with a tank, because of the tread, it looked like a zipper on your fly or
okay,
sweater,
yeah, all right,
which is kind of fucking sick, but
right.
it's kind of the same thing that probably happened to them, with the tank just steamrolling them like that.
So, I did read something funny. FEMA posted, I saw the clip of it. They posted on, I think it was Facebook or Instagram. They,
And you have neither of those. That's interesting.
well, I saw the clip of them,
Oh, okay, okay. I'm
of
just
it,
teasing.
the screenshot
All
of
right,
it.
gotcha.
That another YouTuber was discussing about it. And FEMA has some guidelines, some suggestions for the people of Ukraine that are taking shelter, like in case of a nuclear threat or something.
What are they to do?
Well,
Put their head between their legs and kiss their
so-
sweet ass goodbye.
no, if
Get under your desk.
no,
Damn it.
That's
what I was
I'm gonna
taught.
fucking tell you.
Huh?
I'm gonna fucking tell you. Okay, because this is very interesting.
I'm just amped up.
They want if they were to get nuclear attacked, right? They first, when you get somewhere safe, before you enter, you need to take off all your clothes because they have radioactivity. You need to go take a shower right after, okay?
In the gulag.
Yeah. And then you need to get into bunkers. They have bunkers over there. But
Oh, don't you have to social distance?
you have to social distance and wear a mask. So,
My buddy
listen.
Paul told me that. I know Paul's a sub.
Yeah.
Paul told me that today.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Which is crazy because they just
The
lifted
greatest
masks.
sushi chef I've ever met in my
Which
life.
is crazy because they just lifted masks at our jobs today. So it's
It is quite interesting.
But hey,
Yeah.
you know what?
Make sure you social distance in case the nuclear bomb that
goes. I bet you they'll be protected with those masks, bro.
Holy fucking
hey, if masks can protect you from COVID, they can protect you from a nuclear threat.
Dude, I'm about to just flip this table right now.
This is where we're at. Listen.
There's that sparkle again. God damn.
With Trump, this shit was not going on. And now look who you have in office.
You really think it's...
Look what's going on.
You know what?
Look what's going on. But hey, you know what? Hold on. But you know what?
Sorry.
No more mean tweets. But you have a war going on with Russia and Ukraine. But you don't... Twitter's safe. You don't have to worry about the big, bad orange man sending mean tweets. Part of why people voted for him and liked him was because he was crazy. You didn't know what he was going to do. You didn't see Russia or...
Apparently the same with the president of Ukraine.
That's true.
If he ran mimicking that.
He did.
And then looking how he's acting now. I'm not saying Donald would act like that. But you already know I know the viewers at home don't know all of my thoughts on that. And that's way later, like I said. A future conspiracy theories episode. But I appreciate your passion.
Of what?
Of just like how you said, like, let's take care of things here. You know, just like the I mean, I don't know if you want to call it heroism or just like the ballsiness of, like how you said, the Ukrainians and the reactions.
It is. And people bitch about how things are here, and you're just focused on the wrong things. There's a reason why millions of fucking refugees still want to come here. It's because this country is still better than any other place.
I've said it before. It's the place to be.
But if we can't get our own shit straight, look at Afghanistan. 10 years of that shit? Really? That's where we're at? But yeah, we're supposed to go to Ukraine and help them? We can barely help ourselves.
You know what? Maybe they should just draft like the top 10 Warzone winners and just... Like I said, it looks like Verdansk.
I don't know.
Go drop right in, man.
Yeah. I mean...
Where you want to go? Where are we dropping? Superstore? Boneyard?
I don't know.
Saw some bones in the boneyard?
Farmland, maybe.
Farmland?
I don't know.
Farmland sucks ass.
Whatever. For you. But,
it does.
I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know if it's going to get worse, if other countries are going to get involved. But I truly believe that this is, and it's a conspiracy, but I truly believe this is a distraction.
Thank you. I was going to get to that, but you already hit it
I
right
really
there, yeah.
believe this
What
is a
is
distraction.
happening right now while all this is going on? You guys at home, just look around. I don't know. I haven't really had the time to look around because we were doing a shitload of notes for this topic, which is the same topic we're all being inundated with consistently over the last couple of days. So what the fuck else is going on? Like, I want you all to do homework. We have homework. You have homework. Follow the money and take a look around at the source and see how far you got to go to find somewhat of a truth that you might be able to believe in when you put all the pieces together.
And just look how the media covers. Look how they cover it.
What they cover. Yes.
Because there wasn't coverage like this, not even from Fox News, of the Freedom Convoy. But yet, when there's a war breaking out, everybody's on that shit. Everyone's got a fucking opinions and graphs and all the other shit. But it's really disgusting. And you know, and when I think that America's gonna, you know, pull the nose up and, you know, fight for what's right, they don't.
No.
They don't. I mean, they really cared more about what was going on in Canada than here. And people have more sympathy for people in Ukraine than here. It's fucking mind-boggling.
Thoughts and prayers. That always works, doesn't it? Well, that always work.
I don't know, but like I said, especially, you know, I know midterms are everything's a political game, and everybody's working together. Like our government and the Russian government, China, they're all in
I just want to say
a deal.
That I almost started singing "Everybody's Working for the Weekend."
Yeah,
because
please,
you started
please
the sentence.
don't.
Like I told you,
Please don't.
like I've told you, it goes through my mind once the sentence starts.
Yeah,
and I hear it, I'm like,
you're just a big karaoke.
everybody's what? No,
yeah,
I'm
you're a
sorry.
big karaoke machine. We get it. You just love to
A
sing.
terrible sounding
You just
one.
love to sing.
Ugh.
We get it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know where people aren't singing? In Ukraine. But I will tell you that I do admire them that they are fighting for their country because I don't see a lot of Americans wanting to do that. Like if the situation came,
they rip on it.
I
more
wouldn't
than
see it.
anything
But
else.
I guess the best thing we can do is
Every foreign person that I have met, and I get it, I came from Canada. That's not too drastic of a. Oh, nowadays it is, but it was 1992.
right.
But anybody I've met that has come from anywhere else that isn't, like you would say, as put together or is much poorer,
Right.
they are so grateful to be here.
Yeah. But Americans are not. They bitch. They complain. Racism. Oh, this place sucks. But yet they never move. They just bitch and complain.
Hey, I got to bring up what Ryan said. We like a good fight. We like to be polarized.
Foreigners love America more than Americans do.
It's true.
It's fucking crazy. And we have a fucking president who shits his pants every 2 seconds.
You think he's really the guy in charge? You
He's
think
not.
Any of the presidents
He's
are
not.
really
But
the guy in charge?
I have to pretend like everybody
You
else.
think
He's running
those
the
guys
show.
really got voted in and elected? This is for the future, for sure. I'm just saying a lot of this stuff is just pre-planned. It's all part of the plan.
I think this one was in particular.
And we're part of the plan too, during some level of it. Potentially. Who knows? But until then,
It's wartime.
all eyes are on Russia.
I just people take a look because what is happening in Ukraine can easily happen to us. It could happen. Just think about it. All any other country has to do is just turn off our power grid. Then all you little fucks playing Fortnite
They
and
were saying hackers
watching the
might be trying to attack
Kardashians.
Russia, actually.
I mean, there's Russian
Cyber
there's
hack. Right,
Russian
exactly.
cyber attacks on Ukraine. But don't worry, we got sanctions on him, so he'll feel it in a couple months.
Don't cross this line, okay? It's against the rules.
It's fucking bullshit.
You're gonna stay there.
It's fucking bullshit. And I'm tired of the people saying that NATO needs to come help. They're not in NATO. NATO tried to
They want to be a part
Ukraine.
of the European
Ukraine
Union now.
like
Yes.
17 times, and Ukraine kept saying no. And now you want NATO's help? I don't give whatever. What?
I love it though.
Now
No,
all of a sudden you want help? Get the fuck out of
it's
here.
funny.
That
Yeah,
bullshit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew that they were, now
NATO was
requesting to be part of...
consistently trying to get Ukraine in there. And
Dang.
Ukraine kept saying, no, fuck you, just like, So I'm tired of it. I
I'm
don't
going
want
to
to
take
fucking
another
hear
shot
it.
for Zelensky, then.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
Because he went ahead and... It sounds like he made his bed. You want one too?
No.
No?
And for people thinking how much of a joke Joe Biden is or how much of a joke Trump is, the Ukraine president was a stand-up comedian. There you go. No, that's simple.
That's like that movie, was it Man of the Year, that Robin Williams, who was like a Jon Stewart-esque type comedian, actually won the presidency after someone suggested he run. Well, we'll keep an eye on what happens. Y'all keep an eye on what happens. If there's any more information you guys want to share, put it in the comments. If you're new, go ahead and like and subscribe if you'd like to. If not, thank you for watching. Appreciate that.
If you're already a member, you can also follow us on Instagram.
Oh, that's right.
We have an Instagram page, right?
Right, it's acronym, so it's lie@lie.podcast.
Lie.podcast. Is there periods in between the lie or no? Just straight lie.
No, just
LIE
podcast.
podcast.
Okay. On Instagram.
This man runs our Instagram. He does a great
Ryan
job.
does a lot of it, man. Ryan
yeah,
does a lot
you
of
do
it.
your fair
I
share,
do my
too.
fair share, but Ryan does a lot of it, man.
Yeah,
the executive producer.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I don't know. I think it might get worse, but we'll see. I guess that's really all we can do. Let it eat, right? Fuck
Let it eat.
Fuck it. Well, everybody take care and enjoy
Australia!
enjoy the show, I guess.